Back in the 2020 draft, the Eagles were trying to decide, should we get Jalen Hurts or should we go out and draft Jeremy Chinn? Well, guess what? The Eagles may just end up with both. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great morning, late night, early day, whenever it is that you're watching this video. Hope you guys are hanging in there. Now, back in the 2020 draft, in the Eagles war room, there was an argument going back and forth, and it was, should the Eagles take Jalen Hurts, or should they take the guy the scouts wanted, and that was Jeremy Chinn. Well, guess what? After this trade deadline comes, we may have both of those guys on this team, because the Eagles reportedly are pursuing Jeremy Chinn, just what we need to do. We're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, the man with the most cats, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you so much for all the support you give me. I'll tell you what, throwing the cats in on that thing almost screwed the whole thing up. You know, you get so used to saying it one way, then you add a little something, it almost throws you off. But it is what it is, you know. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be early morning for you. Maybe you're watching this video having coffee. Maybe you just got to work. Maybe you're smoking a cigarette after matrimonial duties, making babies. I don't know. Maybe you're up late at night watching everything that's going on in the news around the world like I'm probably doing right now. But I wanted to make this video, and I know it's going out late at night, but I had to get it out there because I think this is really a video that talks a lot about what we have talked about all week, and that is that the fact that the Eagles need to go out and get a safety. If you hear my kids laugh in the background, I can't control that. They're having a good time. I'm not going to bother them. I'm not going to bother them, you know, but we have talked a lot about the need for a safety, okay? I never would have let C.J. Gardner-Johnson go. That's just me. But it is what it is, and it happened, and I'm not crying over spilt milk, but it has created a hole at the safety position, and I don't think it's a hole that has been solved recently. You know, especially now that you have guys hurt. Sidney Brown's going to be a good player. I really believe that. But I don't believe the Eagles feel that he's ready to go right now. I don't think that. So, in my opinion, the Eagles need to go out and get a safety. Now, I think this is the most likely position that they go out and try to make a move for. I think the biggest splash, like I said in previous videos, is Brian Burns, a pass rusher. But I think the most likely position is probably a safety. You have several positions, or several players at safety, I think, are available. Maybe some guys we don't even know of yet. But Chinn, Budda Baker, I mean, those guys are very, very possible safeties for you. The Justin Simmons out of Denver. So I think you have some guys to choose from. So if, you know, you try to get Jeremy Chinn, it don't work out, you still have hope with Simmons and maybe Budda Baker. I think the Eagles, is what I'm saying, is going to find someone. They're going to find someone. The guy that I think they would like is Jeremy Chinn. And it goes back to the 2020 draft when we got reports saying that Howie and the analytics guys, they really wanted Jalen Hurts. They really felt they lost something when they missed on Russell Wilson. And there was an argument that went in on that war room where the scouts wanted Jeremy Chinn. The scouts wanted Jefferson in the first round, and they wanted Jeremy Chinn. And they got neither. And there was a frustration after, and there were reports about it. But we're in a situation now where the Eagles could get both, okay? Cam Marino, Marino NFL says this, source, with belief that the Carolina Panthers will look to sell at the trade deadline, the Philadelphia Eagles are expected to inquire about the availability of Panthers safety Jeremy Chinn. Now, this is not a surprise report, in my opinion. Shout out to my man Joe Castro. He also put out a report saying something similar. We've heard this from people around the league that the Eagles would be interested in him, and it perfectly lines up with how, especially their scouting department, felt at the time when they took Jalen Hurts. Now, I'm not sure how many of the scouts are still available that were in that war room. I think most of them are still there. But Jeremy Chinn would be a great pickup. To me, out of all the safeties available, he would be the best safety because he's not only a guy, in my opinion, that you could bring in for 1 year. You can bring him in for 1 year. He's cheap this year. He's not going to cost you hardly anything. But if you decide you want to sign him long term, you have that option. If you say, hey, you know what? We don't want to sign you long term. I like this hat. I just got this hat. It's like golden eagle. I dig it. I dig anything gold. If I was like rich, like a billionaire, everything would be gold. I'm telling you, toilets would be gold, trim would be gold, everything gold. I'm all about the gold, all about it. My pinky ring's gold, even though I don't have it on because it's late at night and I'm getting ready after I finish this video. I'm getting ready. Get this. I'm getting ready to go watch Red Dawn with my kids. Not the crappy remake, but the original. One of the greatest movies of all time. My daughter, my youngest daughter, she saw, God, what the hell is that show? I forget the name of the show. But all the actors are in the show with Pony Boy and all that stuff. I forget. I know it's just slipping my mind the name of that movie. She saw that movie recently, with Pony Boy and stuff. Golden Boy, you're golden. And then she saw that movie, and then she found out that all these actors that are in that movie are in Red Dawn. And she said, well, what's Red Dawn? I said, Red Dawn is one of the greatest movies ever of all time. What do you mean, what's Red Dawn? Yeah, let's watch it. We'll watch it. So we're going to watch it after this. But I had to film this video first. So anyways, I'm sorry I'm going off a tangent. It's late. What do you want? It's a weekend. I've kicked a few back. What are you going to do? But no, I haven't. I haven't had any alcohol. I haven't had any alcohol. When's the last time? I haven't had a drink. I think I had a little bit of wine with spaghetti at the beach. That was it. I'm not a big drinker. I get headaches. I don't like it. But anyways, so once in a while I like some beers and stuff. If I ever go drinking with Bad Dog, I'll have a bunch of beers. But that's about it. But anyways, I'm going crazy. All right. So anyways, the source is coming out saying the Eagles are going to go after Jeremy Chinn. They're going to try. I can't imagine any way in which the Carolina Panthers are not going to sell. Okay, they haven't won a game. They're not going to win a game this week. And you got guys like Brian Burns and Jeremy Chinn who are out there. Now here's the thing. Chinn is in the last year of his deal. Burns, I believe, is in the last year of his deal. These guys aren't going to re-up with the Carolina Panthers. Panthers aren't going to want to waste the money. The question is, do they want those guys to walk away with nothing, or do they want to get something for them? Remember, the Carolina Panthers do not have a first-round pick. The Chicago Bears own their first-round pick. I think the Bears would have like the first 2 picks in the draft right now. Okay, but that's where it's at. So, yes, they're going to sell. They're going to get rid of these guys. They're going to get rid of Chinn. They're going to get rid of Brian Burns. They are. And you know what? If the Eagles don't try to go get these guys, you know who's going to do it? The San Francisco 49ers. You better believe it. This is an arms race now. You're in an arms race. Do you understand? The Eagles-Niners, everything's about the championship game coming up. Everything's about that Week 13 game. This is an arms race now. We can't allow the 49ers, who just went out and got Randy Gregory, by the way, we can't allow them to just go out and acquire all these guys. Now, we got Frank Reich. He's in Carolina. He knows the Eagles front office. We have guys there that know us. Jeremy Chinn to the Eagles makes a lot of sense. But I take it one step further. I would package Quez Watkins, Derek Barnett, a second-round pick, maybe a second and third-round pick. I would try to get not only Jeremy Chinn, I would try to get Burns and Chinn at the same time. And if it's for 1 year, if it's just for the rest of this year, so be it. I have to try to do everything I can possibly do to win. This is an arms race now. This is between the Eagles and the Niners out of the NFC. I just feel that that's how it is, and that's how it's shaping up. So the Eagles, they better jump on it, okay? So do I think the Eagles will go out and get Burns and Chinn? No. I think that Chinn, though, is a very likely scenario. I could see the Eagles getting him. And I would get him as soon as possible to start working him into this defense. So by the time you get into December and January, he's kind of adjusted. But Jeremy Chinn to the Eagles is something that I think can happen. I really think the most likely position the Eagles will trade for will be a safety. They could do more than one trade, okay? The biggest impact would be Brian Burns. The most likely position is a safety, and hopefully it's Jeremy Chinn, because out of Chinn, Buda Baker, and Simmons, I rather have Chinn because he's younger and he's playing on the last year of a deal, and you can decide whether you want to re-up him or let him walk. We'll get to know what they really think of Sidney Brown by doing that, because Reed Blankenship, he's solid, he's good. Another quick rumor I'm going to talk about for a second, and I won't talk too much about this because it's just more of a keep your eye on this situation, but there's a couple situations brewing with running backs. Sounding like Saquon Barkley could be moved. A lot of talk that the Ravens may be interested in going out and getting him. The other guy is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry could be on the move in Tennessee. Now, I bring that up only because two reasons. One, we heard the connections that he was supposed to get traded to Philly. It didn't fall through. Now, if there was something done and it was close, would the Eagles pull the trigger? And why would they pull the trigger when you have a guy like, Swift, having DeAndre Swift? Why do you need to go Derrick Henry? I'll tell you one reason why. Goal line, red zone. The Eagles have had trouble in the red zone. Teams are daring Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. And if you really want to shore that up, get Derrick Henry, bring him in, and then you know what happens? Now you got DeAndre Swift and Derrick Henry. Can you imagine the change of pace, the two different type of running backs that would be out there together? It would be great. Hi, baby. Come on. This is my girl. I believe this is my girl. No, it's not. It's one of my other ones. What's up there, buddy? Let me see. Oh yeah, this is Heisenberg. Say hi, Heisenberg. Heisenberg always is the explorer. He's always making that blue meth. Go make that blue meth. But I think Derrick Henry is somebody to watch. Now, there's rumors that they're going to trade him. I haven't seen anything specifically but the Eagles. But you got to wonder if the Eagles could get him cheap for this rest of this year. And with the struggles in the red zone, is that something that they would consider? Something to keep your mind on, keep your eye on. Now, you don't want to leave? You don't want to leave? We will see. But as far as the trade deadline goes, Eagles are going to pull off some moves. I think the Eagles are going to make some trades. I think the 49ers are going to make some trades. And we're in an arms race now. And I think Jeremy Chinn would be the perfect addition for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think Derrick Henry is somebody to keep your eye on. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision, baby. We're all just living in it. Say hi. Hello. How are you? You're good? Go play. So I know what you're going to ask. I know it's going to be asked. Philly, you said you were watching Red Dawn. What did you think of the remake? I'm going to tell you, it stinks. It stinks. All right, they couldn't even have the balls to make it a real country that you would actually worry about. Oh, by the way, North Korea. Come on. It just was stupid. It just stunk. It wasn't anything like the original, and it was a shame because I really looked forward to that one, and not for a lot of reasons. It just wasn't good. The original, one of the great movies of all time. Denzel Washington out.